Hey, all right. A very good late evening, early morning, late, again, it depends wherever you are. It is I, the Warrior Junior. It lives, it breathes, and it exists. Oh, man. What is today? Let's try to figure everything out here. Bear with me, because what we do is we do everything at once, I think. I'm texting my buddy John. We go back and forth about his delusional dreams of becoming a chess master. So I to basically tell him I am the ultimate naysayer and tell him it's not going to happen. So he just drives us nuts. We have a fun. It's all in good fun though. So let's just talk about what I'm going through, and maybe you can relate. Maybe it can help you in some way. So let me explain. Finished my semester, my Liberty University. Went back there, take two classes and paid out of pocket. It was quite a hefty tuition. It was like over 3 grand for two classes. And the idea was that I had from a couple of years ago, and if I could make up those grades, then I'd be good to go, get financial aid, and work toward my doctorate and continue. So I was like, basically take a step back so you can move forward. And I really stepped it up. It's an 8 week class, and like the seventh week, I'm like, dude, either you need those B minuses or better. I know it doesn't sound very like a high grade, but doctor level work is not easy. Um, Demands a lot of seriousness. So anyway, the long story short, I did step it up at the end, and I wound up getting a B plus and one B minus to replace is what I thought to replace the two courses that I had two FNs, which are fails. Well, then I was told by an advisor that that's then you'd be okay. So I'm looking and I'm saying, wait a second. I called the like admissions department, and they're like, well, according to their catalog, they can only accept one grade. And I was like, yeah, as the lights go off in Georgia. Sorry, I'm in West Hollywood, not Georgia. So I was like, oh shit. That means that one F still remains with the GPA there. Like, I still should have a 3.0, because I had like a 2.56. So they recalculated it with the one, and it turns out I had like a 2.8 something. That ain't gonna cut it. And I was, fuck. I mean, I wish, they didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that before, I put in the time with 8 weeks and paid out of pocket. If I would have known that, I could have went somewhere, applied to went somewhere else, which I did. I was accepted to some other school, and I could have got financial aid and been in their program. But it's a long. Let me tell you something. My friend asks me all the time, when are you going to be done with your doctorate? Doctorate's a fucking long ass fucking grind, man. I don't care where you go, what you're. I've seen some like doctors of ministries, like 30 units or credits or something. Maybe that could be done within 2 years, a year and a half, maybe, because my specialist was 30 credits, educational specialist degree. That took me about a year and a half. Um, but I the reason I didn't want to get that because it's really limited. A doctor of ministry is like, I'm Jewish. I want to work in a synagogue or something. That ain't that. No. You got a doctorate of educational leadership, organizational leadership, higher ed admin. It's still a basic doctorate educational degree. So you can work in schools, you can do other things with it. So I try to keep kind of an open mind to something I can handle. Um, from my other previous experience, at Franklin University, trying to go for my doctorate in educational leadership, uh, no, I'm sorry, organizational leadership, I was dismissed from the program, um, even though I completed all the coursework, but I didn't, I couldn't get to the dissertation. So they dismissed me, and I mean, that's fucked up. If you imagine you do all this work and but it's not. Yeah, yeah, okay, so I call this episode, this the major potholes. It's all not for naught. Okay, this is really important to understand something. Um, excuse me. You know what this is, right? Chai spice tea with a special ingredient. Um, it's all not for naught, because what I mean, all your hard work still has value. Remember, it can transfer. Even though, like, it's all fuck. I had this thing all mapped out. Like, I'm on the road to get this. I'm going to get this degree. It's going to take me a year and a half. And look what happens to me. Like, I get fucking railroaded by a school policy again. I mean, this has just happened to me already. Now, so I have a couple backup plans. I'm already, the school Liberty does have some other majors. I'm gonna see if I can not transfer, apply to a similar program where it's going to take me a little bit more work, but I can get my financial aid. That's the key. Without money, I'm fucked. I can't afford. I was able somehow to do it one time, but there's no fucking way that I can afford to pay thousands of dollars to get through this. The whole idea is, the financial aid really helps students, that are willing to do the work, that they need a little help, and that's what I need. You know, it's just fucked up, huh? You would think like schools would say, hey, you know what? This guy made up all the work that he failed. He's on the road to his doctorate. Let's work with him. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. You can't. You can. I know. I filed an appeal. I filed appeals, and they're bound by the policy. You don't got a 3-0. It doesn't matter. You got to have that, and you're kind of screwed with that. It's a really hard thing because I spent countless hours looking at various doctorate programs, trying to find something I can handle. I think that a dissertation is unnecessary, for the reason that they want to see you scholarly writing and research. Yeah, but if you're a teacher, man, if you can't orally, like communicate with the with the crowd, the art crowd of students, then what good are you? It's about being like a teacher. Scholarly writing is kind of irrelevant in my opinion. So I found a lot of schools offer a capstone instead of a dissertation. And I like that. That's really what I'm looking for. It's like not easier per se. It's just more designed for who you are. Like it's and that's what's going to lead me off of this topic into like back to talking about going out and stuff because I want to tell you what I did on Saturday night. Um, Finding things who you are, going to places where you are, where you can fit in. Where I was listening to Jordan Peterson talk about this, really interesting, saying why you can't meet women. And if you really think about this, it really is it really them? Yeah, there's societal norms, there's a way that society functions, and it might seem you're not women's type, they're not into you, but you got to take a good look at yourself. A friend of mine said, "Would you date you? Would you date yourself?" And um, it's so hard because like today I saw this one pretty Latina chick. I was going to Trader Joe's and it's just hard because she was crossing the street as I was crossing the other way. And what are you going to do? Stop her in the middle of the street? I've done it before. I've done it with this one black chick. And ironically, I just turned around and walked with because we got in conversation. But this Latina chick seemed like she was on a mission. Then I go to Trader Joe's like 15 minutes later, and there she is. But she was moving like really, it just, I was kind of in shock. I saw her right there, and what went through my mind is if I approach her, she's gonna think like I'm stalking her from the street because I tried to say hi like as she was walking by me the other way. So just my defeatist attitude came in there, and it's funny because the security guy tells me, he goes, "Man, you don't know what they're thinking." It's like, well, I have a pretty good idea because women get hit on if they're decent looking, they get hit on a lot, and this one was pretty nice. Saturday night I went to that Lemon Drop. It was in Fullerton, and that was the day after my birthday. And Friday night I really didn't have too good of a time, even though they had a Britney Spears celebration at the Piggy on my birthday, um, which I went. I wound up. They didn't know about it. I just showed up there after that disco thing in Hollywood, which was a total bust. And so things are times change, man. It's you're going. You can't control the way society, times go like ahead. And it's like I love '70s and I love like '80s pop. Stuff I can get down to, and it's really really hard to find. Now I think I talked about this. There was some chick's 18th birthday in the other ballroom, one of the meetings, and I could hear the music it was like so badass. It was so fucking tight. And here I am in this other thing with these older people, and it's like, eh, what the fuck? I schlepp all the way down there. You know, it's like the more I go to these things, though, at least I don't get my hopes up, because you start to see the same crop of dudes. They're like these older guys, and they're like in their late 50s, and the women there are very homely, older. They're not. They ain't no Paula Abdulish, J Lo. I mean, the DJ. She's. I told her I talked about this. She danced on Soul Train when I was there, and she's like a grandma now. She looks very good for her age. She's close to my age. She looks very good, but it's she didn't give any hints of interest to me. And grandma, like God, she was teaching hip hop 20 years ago, probably. Like grandma, Jesus Christ. Well, if the 24-year-old has a kid, and then that kid at 24, 20 years old, 24 has a kid, the grandma's 48. It's like, my God, it's just amazing. Um, wow. And just a venue, Saturday night, you would think, this is one guy, he's kind of shows up, Saturday night, you'd think people get really dressed up, and not really. This guy has a long sleeve shirt on with a t-shirt, and it just says wealth under there. Like, I know what he's looking. He's looking for some old lady that like he can get an allowance from. He bang her, bang her good, and get like $200 a day. Like and get to drive around her Maserati to go shopping, grocery shopping or something. And that's what somebody told me. It's like that's what you need. You need to find one of these old ladies that you can bang really good. They give you an allowance like $200 a day. I said 500 a day. My friend goes, no, 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 just 200. He goes, 200. So, I thought about this because I have a structured settlement, and I need cash now. I know, everybody knows what that's from. Everybody, it's amazing. Like, I go over to my friend Ruben's place last night, and I hear that commercial. I said, I got a question for you. I have a structured settlement, and I need cash now. And he goes, oh, JG, what, 877 cash now, 877 cash now, 877 cash now. I want my money, and I want my money now. I was laughing my ass off. This shit is funny, man. So then I text my buddy John. I put in quotes. I said, I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. I put the music symbol, the emoji. And he goes, GG Wentworth. I called my buddy Harry and I go, Harry, you know what? I got a structured settlement and I need cash now. He goes, GG Wentworth, need some cash now. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that commercial. It's so funny. It doesn't matter. Like it's some things. My friend Chris, he's like, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I said, Chris, like, and like at the very end, I said, Chris, I gotta ask you something. He goes, what? And he goes, I got a structured settlement, and I need cash now. He goes, it's JG Wentworth. And this dude ate the shark. He knew immediately. He knew immediately that commercial. It's like, because and he goes, it's stuck in my mind. And I goes, because I thought about this. He hustles. He does like side jobs. Under the table, so he gets paid cash at the end of the thing. So when he hears cash now, he's like, yeah, what is it? What is it? Cash now. What do I got to? So now everybody knows. If you that then you need money now. It's like people go to a pawn shop. If I got a structured settlement and I need cash now, everybody knows. And it's funny, like the symbol is like the rich, GW, like the rich. I'm sorry, I know it's off topic. It's off topic, but it's like it was one of the funniest things that like all the past couple of days I was thinking about it because everybody knows it, everybody knows this shit is funny, sometimes. If I can get a good laugh off of something and people can relate to it, I'm happy. Oh my God. It's a dumb commercial, like, but I've seen a couple of them where it's like this old lady goes, I want my money and I want my money now. She's the old lady. She ain't gonna be around. So she's smart. She goes, why? What structured settlement? Why? Not? I'll take it all now. What they're gonna do with it, I don't know. Like I went to the bank today, and I almost did it. The GG. I almost said, I want my money, and I want my money now. I was gonna do it, but because I haven't gotten my ATM card yet or anything, so I had to go to the bank because I needed cash now. So what happened was I go to the bank and I'm saying, dude, where's my I want my money now. You guys gonna think you're out of your mind. So I'm still waiting for my ATM card. I'm waiting, but at least he gave me he said I needed my money. I need my money now. What do you need your money for? Well, last night, I had to pay a Oh my God, you guys know what I do. Like I donate to these. If I have this woman, some women, they help. There's a saying, if you want inside color money of Tom Cruise and Paul Newman, you got a thoroughbred here. If you want it to run good, you feed it, you give it whatever, you take care of it, and it will run. Same thing with a dude. You want a guy to run efficiently, you got to give it good food, got to take care of it. Women, if you're straight like me, you give it love, you take care of it, and it will run. It'll work. And this is a problem that I have because, women are too self-absorbed with how perfect they look for society, not for you personally. Society in general. Let me give you an example. So on Saturday night when I went to Fullerton, there were these two chicks. One was Latina for sure. I don't know the other one if she was Middle Eastern. She might have been a Latina. I don't know. She was better, a little better looking, but you know, her spirit wasn't as good as the one that I was with, the older Latina. That might have been 55. I don't know. And the place is not really. It's the lighting is really good. It's a little dim, but it's perfect for whatever. And chick came up to me, the old Latina, asked me to dance, and I said, hell yeah. And she said she asked other guys, and they said no. Well, woman had a pretty good body. Body was pretty good. A little older in the face, but you know what? I look. Go all the way to fucking Fullerton. How there's a saying, like I go to a market, they don't have what you went there to get something to eat. don't leave empty-handed. And I've walked out of markets many times. They didn't have what I wanted. I left empty-handed, whatever. I went because I was going somewhere else. But if I go to Trader Joe's and they don't have the chicken enchiladas verde that I don't like, they still have the gyro slices or the organic, the carrot juice, or the bananas or something, whatever. So I don't have to leave empty-handed. It's easy to get emotional. Fuck, they don't got what I want. Yeah, fuck this shit. As I gotten older, I've gotten wiser, man. I've read listened to a lot of fucking people that are a lot smarter than me that are not here with us anymore. Wayne Dyer, a lot of fucking people. Financials, Earl Nightingale, and all these other people, Brian Tracy, but Wayne Dyer, and Jordan Peterson is very good. But I used to go to these things and get real pissed. Now I'm human too. I can get, remember I went to that Lemon Drop, the Four Seasons that one time, 5 months ago, 6 months, and I almost got into a fight and they weren't even with the venue. I just was hitting on this woman I had no business hitting on, but it was just frustration because I've schlepped all the way down there. But see, I changed little by little. It gets rarer and rarer and rarer to get a reaction off of me and things. Okay, so where was I going with this? Oh, okay, with the older Latina chick. So this Indian guy showed up, and he was working on the better one, and you know what? The guy, he was on his own agenda. Now the chicks were together. Now, he didn't really get the team up thing with me until it was to the end there. Because they go, oh, they're going to Denny's, which was like a mile away, and they're like, and then all of a sudden he starts talking to me. I said, dude, you're supposed to put this all together, fairly early on. Make friends with me, find out what my agenda is, and then let's work it in a group so that we all win. He didn't get that. He was spending all of his energy focused on her, which I get, but it doesn't work because with two chicks and one guy, and at the end he's telling me, "Oh, let's go meet him," and I go, "Dude, I gotta I gotta figure out a way to get home from all the way out here." I mean, I knew that I wasn't scared or worried. I have plenty of money. I have a driver. The worst case scenario is I can take a train home 8 in the morning. But I didn't like that the chick kind of just drove off. I saw her drive off as I was getting my bag, going back. So I don't like that. It shows that she didn't care. And if you don't care, then why should I? That's that. But my point is that it wasn't a disappointment because I go there. I don't expect to leave there with anything. I get away from this environment, this West Hollywood, because look, I was raised, around here my whole life. Most people around, their needs are met. Any decent-looking woman, look, if they can afford to live around here, then they got their dog, they got their life, they got their friends, and it's incredibly difficult for them to give up something to allow you in. Um, it's just the way it is. You're asking for a lot when you are not a lot. It's. I talked with some people at that, before it really started about my dreams. My dance movie that I wrote, working on my doctorate degree, but it's fucked up because here was my plan with my doctorate degree. I passed my classes and I had the last two classes in January. I had the intent of getting money in the financial aid that kind of helps me to keep going, and then I would start the capstone in the summer. That's a year process because there's like a 3 days capstone, so I wouldn't be done till 2023. Hope and see if see if this is a similar program. Which I'd have to take another extra classes or a couple classes. But listen, man, I got to be able to get that money. I mean, that's because I need my money now. Yeah. Just because you got a doctorate degree, that's not a guarantee. My friend calls it a game changer. I mean, I already got an educational slide for it. You know what? And I'm gonna relate that to women too. You know what? I would ask women all the time. I try to start a conversation with them, and it's the same thing. Like they just passing me up, passing me by, not giving me a chance. It breaks my spirit. Like how can it not? Like when no woman trying, like get their interest and talk to them, and it's like you gotta. Now I gotta admit this. I gotta admit the older, like at that lemon drop thing, they're already, like 55. It's a different story. Like it's young and beautiful. They don't get nothing. It's like for whatever. For me, that's the way it is. They ain't gonna fucking give it up. They ain't gonna approach me. They ain't gonna just, buy it. They don't like the time is on their side, kind of thing. Like they don't care. Weird. Like the older women, they're really there just to dance. And they don't. At the end of the night, they don't take home with them. You would think, like, on prize, like you would be the the cat easily. They would suck you. Like easily. You would have. Um, I don't get it. I kind of don't. But my friend brought up an interesting point. Like, there's this other Latina chick. I guess she owns, like, she's a dentist. She owns a couple of these clinics or whatever, and she dances with me. I have some other guys, but with me kind of exclusively. Like, and I remember at the Four Points, this younger woman tried to come in and dance with me, and that Latina chick boxed her out. Said no, 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 he's mine, kind of thing. Now it's weird because I asked her, and I said, hey, you can take me home, and she goes, no, no, but she was still protected, like about like, it's really interesting that you're, she likes you for that. Now you never know. Like sometimes women, and she's 55. I mean, it's like, I mean that's too much for me. Um, but if I could get that something like an arrangement like that, where she'd give me like an allowance and stuff like that, and bang her real good, um, that's not bad. Like it's you gotta take what you can get, man. Sometimes and build from there. It's really hard. It really is. To even though I'm not, I think that's like kind of like a gigolo. I think I'm just a gigolo, and everybody know. Yeah, David Lee Roth. I ain't got nobody. I'm solely sad and lonely. He said it twice. He says you gotta understand. Like it's like in that commercial. Like if you say something, you gotta say something 3 times for them to get into your mind. Now in that video, he goes, I'm just sad and lonely, sad and lonely, sad. I think he says it 3 times. I'm not sure. I gotta look it up. So sad and lonely, sad and lonely, sad. I think he does, but I know for sure, unequivocally, that in that commercial, I have a structure of them, and I need cash now. 1877 cash now. 1877 cash now. 1877 cash now. They say it 3 times. They say it 3 times because they want it to get into your mind. The subliminal. If they say it 3 times, you're gonna remember it, and especially powerful words like that. It's because I want my money now. I want my money now. But that's the money is a different word. But if you say cash now, that like, people's eyeballs get big. They're like, cash now? Where's the cash now? It's like my bank. It's open till 6 o'clock on Fridays for a reason, because most people get paid on Friday, 9 to 5, so an extra hour. They need their money. They need their money now. You know, it's so weird because everything digital. I just wondered, like, you know, it's we're talking paper. You know, like I need cash now, money, but it doesn't matter if like if you pay for something, you could pay for it. It's digital. You know, you could pay for it, but they show you cash, money, like So it's kind of a weird. And then this thing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, crypto. Who the fuck? I've never seen one person ever like go to a place and go here's my Bitcoin. Boop, they're I've never seen it. I've seen it online. I've seen, like people going, oh, and there's your Bitcoin. You see, you just received 0.00078, whatever. The dumbest fucking thing, like, no, no, no. Cash, money, coin, gold. I'll get into gold and silver in a second, but I want to tell you why that shit ain't going away. I've seen internet connections get, disrupted, failed. Computers have gone down where you try to use an ATM machine, it's not working. I tried to get into the Chase. There's a Chase thing where you have to put in an ATM card to get through a door where the ATMs are inside, the lobby of the bank or whatever. And I couldn't get in. It is whatever I'm putting in. I have a Visa Chase card. It's not a bank card, but it's a credit card with a Chase logo. So I figured I tried to do a cash advance, see if it would. I couldn't get in. Hold on a second. Hang in there. Hey, my money now. See that song just is in my mind. My friend Chris saying 877 cash now. 877 yeah, you need your money now. What does an old lady need so much money for? Because she's old, she's gonna be around much longer. So she's like, hey, I want my money and I want my money now. Funny shit. Oh man. So let me think. What the hell was I talking about? So the bank thing. So I couldn't get any cash. Like luckily I was able. Yeah, I was going. What do I need money for? Because I donate to the women. This one Latina chick every once in a while. And she's definitely worth it. She's it's they call it in Yiddish. This is a bishna charpa is what it is. A bishna charpa is a crying shame. It's like something that you do that like it's a shame that you have to. Hey, you know what? Remember I told you about the analogy of the thoroughbred. You know, like the racehorse, whatever. You don't fucking give it love and you don't feed it, then that shit ain't gonna run, man. It's gonna be depressed. It's gonna be sick. It's not gonna run efficiently. Same thing with a guy, and women don't really understand that because maybe they do, but like if they don't, it's not my job to. I don't blame them. They're hung up on their own insecurities because what happened was at that lemon drop at the Fullerton event on Saturday at the end of the night, whatever, they kind of turn the lights up and the older women go, now you're gonna see what we really look like. And I looked at them, I said, true beauty comes from within. You dance with me all night. That's good. That's what meant something to me. And even though you mean it, and you say that, it doesn't register with them because their mind is stuck on what they're seeing on television, what they're seeing in the movies, and what society tells them in advertising, pounds it into their brain about being beautiful and this and that. And I don't give a fuck in dark lighting. I don't give a fuck in bright lighting. I like what I like. I do what now. Listen, I know guys who can be superficial, you know, but you know, the longer the woman that danced with me all night, her spirit, like who she is as a person, can supersede. I don't know how to do it. It gives it more bonus points, like it's when they like you and you feel a connection, then it's not just I look and I say yes or no, boom. Like I now initially it's kind of like you know I kind of have a thing if a woman I can have a deal if a woman can get me hard or not. If she's just way too old, like not really I just can't, because I don't care how nice she might be the nicest person in the world, but if, there's no sexual chemistry, then I can't get it. It's not. I don't have to explain myself, because I'm a normal man. So I guess there's. I don't know. I don't know how guys do it. The chick that I was with, my last ex girlfriend, she just wasn't. She harped on me too much about the sex. Like really harped on me, and I didn't like it. She really, really pressured me. So, and I didn't like her cheapness. I don't like a woman that claims she's so wealthy but lives so miserly, especially at 50 years old. Like the fuck are you doing? I mean, I don't want to go back and talk all about it. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. Woman that recycles tea bags. Like this got $6 million in real estate or more. Or could live on the beach of Malibu, and then we could have a really nice life. But um, that's all. That's her loss. And it's mine too. Oh well. Um, but yeah, those women, they're so superficial. It's amazing. Those things, and let them be. Let them be. They want to be like that. That's you know. uh, I mean, like I'm trying to figure out the percentage of like what was I there to dance or was there to meet somebody? It just depends on the venue. Depends on like the scene. Um, New Year's Eve, they're going to be at the Irvine Hilton. Really good spot, big dance floor area. Um, you know, but I've gone to places where I really am into the dancing. But I'm there to also, if I meet somebody, I want to get down. I like to. I've seen some of these chicks. They're good to go. Like they're not bad. Um, but not at that Fullerton Dales of bust. Pretty much. Well, I tried. There was one song they played at Funky Town. We do Funky Town. Or was it the one night stand? Played Funky Music White Boy. I'm sorry, I played that too. And there's a song where they go one night stand. I'm not looking for one night. And I was with the girl and she went no, no, like the one I was dancing with. So when she said when she said no, I said, oh shit, you ain't gonna get none. She did. They played this one like Mexican song. I don't know. I forget Enrique Iglesias or whatever by La Mosa, and she did turn around where I was able to almost grab her ass. I was a little above it, like her waist, um, for a little bit. So it was kind of like sexual tension. It was kind of cool for a moment there. That was nice. I don't grab like that, but after a while, in the music thing, I felt like, all right, Mike, step up and take the bull by the horns, whatever, take the cow, grab the cow by the udders. Um, this woman she didn't have big tits, but the other one, her friend, it was not huge either, A lot of women, they just wear, it depends what they're wearing, and how if they're showing off something. When they don't have, and they don't know how to, if you don't have, you can't show, right? You can't show off what you don't have. There was a dude that was like, I have a shirt like I was saying like this, it fits a little better. Um, been dropping a little weight lately because I haven't been, it's really hard, to maintain gain, in bodybuilding. For me, it just goes away like this. If I don't eat and train hard, it's just, gone. Um, but there was a guy there. He was like form-fitting shirt, I knew like he was like maybe mid to late 50s. He was pretty good. I know he was definitely on some TRT or something. He was on something for sure. He was not bad. He did look at me when he for a second. But I'm not there. What am I gonna talk shop? But to go there, look, I'm there to talk to dudes. There's this one black dude. He's pretty well built too. He gave me a nod. We kind of did that. Just hey, we're we're there to get what we're there to get. We're not there to talk shop. That don't do nothing for us. You waste time talking to guys when I'm there to try to meet women. But if there's no women, the thing did, the thing is, um, it's so the place is so it's like on the outskirts of Anaheim, and there's nothing. There's a freeway that goes. There's nothing around. It doesn't look like so. You're gonna walk around, Fullerton, going, hey, where to go now? Where do I go? I don't know where I am, and generally, you're not gonna find nothing that's, you know, when you go to a venue, that's it. You're there. You might, where else to go? Uh, um, but yeah, that was a bust. That's another bust. $100 to get home from Fullerton to West Hollywood. But you know what? It's funny. Taking the train down there and taking the cab back, it goes by the 5 freeway and it goes right by the fucking Commerce, the exit, and you see the place there. And, you know, I look at it like when I was going down there when I was coming home, and my God, how much money I lost in that place. $100 for a taxi ride is inconsequential compared to how much I've given that place over 25 years. 25 years. I started playing there when I was underage, when I was 20 and a half. And definitely after 21, I was there till, let's see, last time I'm coming up on 6 months not playing at the bicycle club. I think I did stop in the Commerce at one time, I think, 6 months ago. So it's like 47, 26 years, 27 years. Go there with my buddy Harry to bike in the Commerce. Didn't matter. I had $300. Went down the Commerce. Got my school refund check, $8,000, right to the Commerce. Sold, $1 to the comics. Commerce. Ridiculous. So $100 for me to get home from Orange County from like all evening, not all evening, but whatever, from 6 to like midnight dancing and talk to women and stuff, maybe meet somebody. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. Like even the chick that I say last night that the hotel, it's $100, whatever, and the chick is $200. So $300, right? But it's worth it. It's very hard to get women like for me to meet. Women that will make the racehorse run efficiently. Put two and two together there. What it is. Free is ideal, I know. And it's fast. They get you off and they get you out of there. Hey, better than nothing. Better than fucking nothing, man. Because it's that difficult. It is. You know, just in my environment for me. Well, you're putting that into your head. I know I'm playing devil's advocate right now. I'm telling you my reality. My reality is going out during the day, trying to talk to women when they're busy, they got their work, everything. Even if they give you their number, even if they take your card or they take your number, they more than likely they're not going to call you. Me, anyway. That's been my life experience in 48 years. At night, going out to bars, restaurants, and nightclubs, same thing. I've had the same experience with the friends and everything. I haven't seen my friends in a long time. Man, they sincerely single, that you can get exclusive time with them. At this older thing, yes, but they're already way, way past their prime. Way, way, way past their prime. And I say that with the best possible. But you know what? All those young women, they'll get there too. You know, that it's, what can you fucking do, man? Listen, a beautiful woman is like a commodity. It's a prize. It's a trophy, arm trophy wife or whatever. It's like it's what's fawned after. It holds a lot of value. You know, it's not like just, you know. And I'm not saying an older woman has no value, but let's be honest and let's be real. Guys want something, you know, really something beautiful, you know. And that's why, like, look at people that were marketed and pushed when they were young, like Britney Spears. You know, oops, I did it again, whatever. She was 18, 20 years old, getting marketed. It's like that. She's like almost 40 now, you know, like it ain't getting that now. She's going to live. She could try to like do the tribute shows for her, you know, whatever like that. But her time is done, you know, like anything new coming out, they don't care. It doesn't matter. You know, your bankroll banked on when you're in your prime for anything. You're too old, man. You know, like, you know, the guys are a different exception. I don't need to preach to the choir. You already know that. You know, guys can be more financially successful as they get older, and you know, it's the looks. You know, of course, you know, look, I'm very hard on myself. I never considered myself good looking at all, ever, because if I was good looking, women would look good looking. They're not into me, you know. I know you're putting that in your head, you know. I'm just telling you what I've been through in my life. You know, I've had some women approach me when I'm dancing. I was different though. I was arrogant. Sorry about that. As bright as it goes. You know, it's what are you gonna do? You know, the only thing you're gonna do is try to better yourself as a person. Try to better yourself as a person. Like with me, working on my doctorate now, it's hey, you know what though? There's no fat. You know, the fast and easy thing. It takes years. It takes 5 years sometimes, and you just got to say to yourself, hey, you know, it's hard because women, they try to size you up real fast. Oh, what do you, who is this? What do you do? What do you do? You know, and you got to get kind of creative because and I'm working on a doctorate, you know, but it's like it's not enough, you know, for them. And what I got to get more. I'm going to tell them next time a woman asks me what I do for a living, I'm going to look at her and I'm going to go, I buy structured settlements. That's it. You know, that's it. And try to say it without laughing. You know, I buy structured settlements. Do you need cash now? I'm going to make a joke out of this. Next time a woman asks me, I'm going to write this down. So next time a woman asks me, hey, what do you do for a living? I buy structured settlements. Do you need cash now? You need cash. Of course, they all need money now. All these women. That's it. That's the answer. You got to have an answer because I'm just tired of the generic, you know, like the just. Believe me, I wish my movie got produced. Believe me, like, and I was the next Stallone. Okay, the Rocky of dancing. Believe me. I wish, like, you know, I could have been banked to be like the, you know, the little train that could, the little guy, you know, that went up against Brock Lesnar, you know, in WrestleMania 40. You know, I had a dream, you know, I could be like the next Benoit, you know, like I wish. But you got to understand that guy had like 20 years of experience under his belt. I can do a couple flips and, you know, I can do a little 48 years old, dude. even getting started and nothing and becoming, it's the light has literally gone out for. I thought I was going to try to play baseball again. I was saying, and then I started saying to myself, I knew at 31 it was over. Okay, I got lucky to get that minor league contract for one day, but it's time's going to add up, dude, and that's just the way it works. Right? Steve Garvey talked about it. He said it's short lived. It's short lived. You got to embrace the change. And if I get a doctorate degree now, I mean, look, I started doctoral level work when I was 48. I got like 60 credits of doctorate level work. But that don't matter because, school's not going to take it all. They're going to want you to finish their program, whatever it is. So it's like, you just got to fucking find something and grind. I don't want to be one of those guys like in their late 50s going to these events like a schlub, you want to already be like, it'd be nice to own my own condo in Vegas, nice, good place. I don't mind working, like if I was a professor out there at UNLV or something. But these people that are showing up to these events, if they're there, they got nothing. I guarantee you, they don't. Once in a while, I guarantee maybe some of the women, that one that has that expensive car, real estate, whatever, like maybe she does. Because they're rare, they don't show up all the time. So, but you can't depend on them giving you, you know, anyway, I hope that you like this one. Was it try to improve 1% every day? I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but every day try to like be better. Now I know with the fitness thing and the working out. I mean, I got sick a week ago, so really, but I went to the gym yesterday, did a little something. And at 5 in the morning, I'll go and do a little something. So a little something, see, it's something. Don't compare yourself to, I used to compare myself to these guys, and don't, don't just keep working on yourself. Keep working on yourself, and believe me, people will notice. Maybe one day the right woman would notice. I hope so. If not, then it's their loss. You know, just be the best version of yourself. And that's it. That's all you can be. It goes fast. I know. So that's all I gotta say right now. Hope you like this one. Keep